Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 3rd. I'm actually recording this on July 2nd, the day before. To actually, in the morning right now, I would probably be having some type of wisdom tooth extraction, which I do not want to do for multiple reasons. But in any event, that's why I'm doing it from here. I can't use my real camera today, but I won't be able to talk much tomorrow. So I figured I'll do it now, get it all processed and scheduled to go live tomorrow. Hope everybody's having a nice July 4th weekend, but let's get to it. So I published on July 2nd the big Google Webmaster report. So if you want to catch up on everything that happened over the past week or so, you could definitely take a look at that. I posted about it. There's a lot of news that happened over the past 30 days. So if you do want to catch up quickly, definitely take a look at that. Bing had some announcements this week. One is they updated their big Webmaster guidelines. The first time they updated it, I think, in several years, I believe. And in those guidelines, they totally revamped the whole thing, which is pretty interesting to see. So definitely take a look at that. There were a few interesting points there. There's new Evergreen, BingBot, and so forth. Lots of cool examples in there. But one thing that caught my attention was that they said in the documentation that they will use the rel sponsored and rel UGC link attributes. Although Christy Olson basically said, right now we don't see strong or see it as a strong and important signal, but that could change over time, meaning they probably are using it, but they're not really using it. So they basically reserve the right to use it if they need to. Bing also said in there, they listed out there how they rank pages. So they went through a bunch of different things, basically uh, six different categories. One is relevancy, quality and credibility, user engagement, freshness, location, and page time load. And that's the order. They said that's how it's listed in order. So obviously relevancy is the most important thing, and they don't really tell you much about that. But quality and credibility they go into, and they basically say they look at things like author's reputation or site's reputation, the level of disclosure in those articles, like are you citing your sources properly? Those sources, trustworthy and so forth. And Bing also said they may demote content that includes name calling, offensive statements, derogatory language, etc. And also they say they look at the completeness of a piece of content and the transparency of the authorship. So it's very, very interesting to see them talk about that. Bing also said user engagement. They look at that for ranking purposes. Again, this is stuff that Google does not use, or at least they say they don't use. So things like click-through rates, are they pogo sticking, going to the search results, clicking on your site, going back quickly, and basic all those types of user metrics as well. And Bing also said freshness is a factor, location, where the person's searching for, and the page load time. So it's very interesting to see Bing say that. Moving on, we covered a Google update last week, a June 23rd Google update, and a lot of people are looking into it. It seems like it was very big, like I said in my original article. And with that, it looks like some of the sites that actually were impacted the most on some level were these governmental websites, federal-based websites. So it looks like a lot of people are saying all these government websites seem to have fared very well with it. Maybe it's because of COVID and they want to promote those sites, so we will see. So definitely take a look at that if you think you are related to that. On June 30th, I posted that Google Shopping is going completely free, not just in Google Shopping, which we reported about a few months ago, but also on Google.com. So if you do a search for product-related stuff, Google.com, the main search results, the web search results, will show free Google Shopping results. GoogleBot seems to be able to add products to your cart. It's very interesting that they're doing this. Basically, the Wall Street Journal confirmed this, and then I asked Google directly, and they confirmed with me as well. And they said, we use automated systems to ensure consumers are getting accurate pricing information from our merchants. There doesn't seem to be a way to opt out of this. By you being a Google merchant and complying with the Google Merchant Center terms of service, you have actually a line there saying Google will crawl your website. But they never really said that Google will actually add products to your cart. In any event, it is GoogleBot. It's not even GoogleBot doing it. It seems like there's some weird things doing this to it. And Google said they're going to go ahead and clarify this and be more transparent about this. So it's very interesting to see Google's doing this. They're obviously just trying to test to make sure the product price you list in your merchant feed matches what actually ends up on in the shopping cart. So that's very interesting to see. In addition, Google Search Console seems to be testing a new beta feature called Google Search Console Insights. It's basically Google bridging, like we discussed last week, Google bridging Google Analytics data with Google Search Console data. And I got a couple tips off with screenshots, which I can't share the screenshots, but basically showing how they're integrated. It's very cool. The screenshots that I had show you metrics that you can't get in Search Console, basically user engagement level metrics, like how much time they're spending on your site, on specific pieces of pages, and a lot of things around referral traffic that Google Search Console wouldn't get otherwise. So like social media traffic, direct traffic, and so forth. What your most popular pages are by page, by time spent on those pages, and so forth. So I do really hope Google releases this. It's really, really cool, and I hope you'll be able to see that. Google also updated their how Google Search Works documents. There's a lot of changes in there. I'm not going to go through them all, but basically it's around incorporating a lot of the features around how Google indexes content, JavaScript related stuff. There's some content around how Google finds your pages. There's a whole section around primary call versus secondary calls. There's a whole document on what is a document. So it's pretty interesting. Definitely take a look at that. I posted that on June 29th. It seems like Disqus, even though we reported last week that it's fixed, that Google could actually index comments from Disqus, it seems like Google may be still having an issue with some of that, meaning because it's a third-party JavaScript rendering issue, it has to load, and sometimes that might time out, it might take too long, and Google might not be able to index all the comments or partial or any of the comments because it just takes too long. And if anybody was Disqus, they know that sometimes the Disqus widget, JavaScript widget, does take a little bit of time to actually load, and sometimes if there's server slowness, it can actually take a long time to load. So that's something that we noticed there as well. Google's John Mueller said that using stock photography, while it does make a difference for image search, because Google's not going to show the same stock photography if you use across 5,000 websites, it's going to show one website, obviously. But if you have your own unique images, it obviously will more likely show those unique images because you're the only one who has it. That being said, it doesn't matter for organic web search ranking. So if your article has an image that has stock photography on it, and thousands of other sites do that as well, it's not going to matter. Your article could still rank. The image is not going to make it not rank. It just, that image might not show up in Google's image search. Google's CLS metric, the cumulative layout shift metric, is basically measured through the entire life cycle of the page. So as you load the page, it actually looks and makes sure that that page is still loading and still loading and still loading. As long as you're on that page, it will actually continue to measure if anything is shifting around on that page as it continues to load. So if it takes 5 seconds to load and 4.5 seconds in, something shifts, then it will say, hey, there is a shift. So it's throughout the whole life cycle of that page. Google Search Console updated their Search Console reporting around video structured data reporting. There is a tweak there, and if you see some changes there, you should take notice. Google has replaced the sponsor label across their search ads. So it used to just some ads say ads, and some ads say sponsored. Now Google's going to be consistent and get rid of the sponsor label and just show ads. And I'll show you some screenshots of that as well. Danny Sullivan said he's going to close the door, he didn't really say that, on garage door spam. He basically said, I think you should see some improvements to better deal with this in the very near future. So basically, there's a lot of complaints about garage door spam amongst other local spam, and Danny Sullivan said you should see some improvements there soon. Google Maps is testing a local listing carousel on the footer of the Google Maps interface. So if you're actually on the Google Maps interface looking at product listings, local businesses, and you click on a listing, Google will then show the other listings on the footer, and I'll show you a screenshot of that as well. Google local panel is also testing a story view. So if you upload images, it might give it to you in like a kind of an Instagram-y stories view. I'll show you a screenshot of that as well. And Google is also testing local panel ads without opt-out. So we saw this before, and I'll show you a screenshot. This has been on and off since 2017, but now they're back again. And the problem with these is that the businesses have no idea that they're actually somebody else's ads are showing on your local listing. So let's say Grubhub is actually advertising. They might show the wrong menu, charge up crazy prices, and you might actually lose money if somebody actually orders through Grubhub ads. There's lots of other issues around this, but there's no way to opt out. So you can't go to Google and say, I don't want these ads to show up on my local panel. Any event, that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Sorry for the video quality. Again, I was just sitting at my desk doing this here. The audio quality should be okay, I hope. And I hope everybody's feeling well, everybody's doing well, and hopefully next week I'll be able to talk. Hopefully the procedure will go well. It's just a wisdom tooth that needs to come out because I'm in tremendous pain. And it's probably the worst time to do it because of COVID, but I really have no choice, and hopefully it goes well. Any event, everyone have a great July 4th weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.